Everybody, and welcome to the Simple Aviation documentary. If I were to ask you, do you think that this was a major aircraft in aviation history? And you might say it was fairly major, I guess, because it has the US Air Force thing on it. Sure, you might say that, but what if I tell you that aircraft that's pictured there was one of the first Air Force Ones? Well, that was one of the first Air Force Ones, and actually, presidential travel on Air Force One started after the idea of a dedicated presidential aircraft just for the president, and it became true. And so it was, the first aircraft that flew was that's pictured currently is the Douglas C-54 Skymaster, and it was known as the Flying White House, but soon earned the popular nickname of Sacred Cow because of its security. And it carried Presidents Roosevelt and Truman and stayed in service until 1961. And so, moving on, the 707 was a major aircraft, not just for Air Force One and the US Air Force, but it was also a very important aircraft for aviation. So, Air Force One started a partnership with Boeing that continues today. And it started with jet aircraft in 1959. President Eisenhower oversaw the phasing in of the jet, and it was a C-137 Stratoliner modified as a VC-137. Over the next 30 years, 3 707s were used, and these were SAM 970, SAM 2600, and SAM 27,000. So those were the registrations of all of these. In this picture, it's President Johnson on Air Force One here. So there's President Johnson. And then preserving the jets. Well, all 3 of them have actually been preserved. And yeah, and actually about the livery, we'll come to the livery soon. But about the preservation of them, well, all of them have been preserved, guys. So that's good news for all the aviation fans out there. SAM 970 is on display in Seattle. SAM 26,000 is on display at the US Air Force Museum in Ohio, and SAM 27,000 is displayed at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum in California. And the one currently that you're seeing is SAM 27,000 at the Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. And about the livery, guys. Now the livery is a big factor on any aircraft, really, whether it's belonging to an airline or whatever. Airline, like this color scheme of it reflects the brand identity or whatever. And so it's a pretty iconic livery. It's blue, white, and gold, and it was introduced for the second 707 when President Kennedy was there. And actually, Raymond Loewy, who is also credited with the TWA logo and the Greyhound logo, designed the livery for this. He's French American, and so it was retained for the VC-25As and the VC-25As of the 747. And now we're going to move on to the 747 itself. And so the 747 is known for its luxury. It has an oval office as shown here. It also has a press room towards the back. And you know, it's known as this aircraft, and it's widely known even by non-ad geeks, really. President Trump proposed a new livery with kind of like a patriotic red, white, and blue section for it, as you can see here. So, but I think this has been changed back to the normal one, but this is still up in the air, so we don't know yet. We haven't had an official statement, but currently today, it's the VC-25As that are flying, and the VC-25As are the ones that are going to be serving until 2025, I believe. So the VC-25As have extra space than the 787s, obviously. Coming soon are the 747-8. Now this is the one in the like the old livery, which without Trump designing a new livery for it. So that's how it will look in the current livery. And so they have over 30 years of service, the 747-200s, but like 747-200s are very old still. So actually there was a bit where people had thought that it might be the A380 that could be the next Air Force One, but Airbus pulled out, and the 787 was considered as well. And actually, to save money, President Trump at the time purchased two Trans-Aero 747-8, which were not delivered, guys. So Trans-Aero is now a defunct airline. They ordered these in 2011, Trans-Aero, but they ceased operations before taking delivery, and the amount paid for the two 747s is not revealed. And so, apart from that, guys, really, we're pretty much done, except for one last thing and a couple of other stuff. This could be the one that is the next Air Force One after the 747-8Is, but I'm sure that the 747-8Is will have a long time. However, this is a supersonic aircraft, and this is gonna probably be the next one after 747-8I because of its futuristic attractions, and it's a pretty good aircraft overall. So guys, like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. As I said, it always makes our day, and yeah, do hit that subscribe option, and yeah, and do hit that subscribe option. As I said, you can subscribe here if you want to look at more American content, guys. You can head over to our documentary, which will be coming here, about United's fleet's future, and if you want to look at the operation of how low-cost carriers operate, you can view it here. That's it from us. I'll catch you in the next one, on our next documentary, or on the next Fleets of Airlines video series. And I'll catch you in the next one. And thank you and goodbye.